machine line BBA.
रिकॉर्डिंग एकदम से रुक जाएगी वो और देख लेना वो स्टॉप कर दो फ्यूज.
Hello everyone, we have with us is Vishal Singh. He's one of our alum from 2016 batch. Let's hear from him. Vishal, let's have a brief introduction for the students who would watch this video lately.
Hi everyone. Hi ma'am. Thank you so much for having me. I am Vishal Singh. I'm the founder of Improve India. I graduated in 2019 and I'm really excited to share my journey and insights and experiences with students and to help them understand how this business actually works and how in a very as a first generation entrepreneur in my family and as a new age businessman, what challenges and what opportunities do we have for the future. So I'm really excited to be a part of this. Thank you so much.
While listening to your introduction, what really catched my eye was that you're a founder at Hemp of India. Would you like to explain a little about what you're doing and
Sure.
so that students know what is this product all about?
Okay, so this is a sustainable startup related to textiles. I started this in 2020, right after COVID happened, and there was a time when I realized that we need to change something around around us in terms of what we wear, what we eat, what we sleep on, and a lot of factors. Like everyone was so conscious about their hygiene and about sustainability at that time. So that is when we launched our first product, which was hemp face mask, and that was a really, I would say, a journey because that was a time when I did this. I was in my job and I didn't leave that job for like more than 1.5 years since I started my startup. And so mostly what we do is we make textiles out of cannabis, and it has two different species when we talk about cannabis. One is marijuana and one is hemp. The hemp is you can say, industrial part of cannabis, and from this particular raw material, more than 20,000 different industries are being catered to, right from food to textiles to shelter to like everything you can think of. Even bioplastics are being made from hemp. So when I started researching about this, I realized that okay, this raw material has a lot of potential, and India has always been considered as a hemp-rich country because even in our Hindu Vedas, it has been mentioned along with other sacred plants like tulsi, neem, and many others. So that is how Hemploom was founded, and since then we have been a brand, we have been a manufacturer for lot of brands. So initially, what I faced as challenges for my business, like because I was a new company, not many suppliers were interested to work with me because I was a very small player according to them, right? So that was the questions that came to my mind. Okay, if I am facing this issue, and then there might be a possibility that a lot of people who want to start something, but they are not able to find the right supplier, the right supply chain, and the right mentors to start their own journey, right?
True.
And that is when we made a pact that okay, this whatever we have faced as a challenge, we are going to give a solution to the problem so that not other founders face the same problems. So that is how we entered into the manufacturing side of business, and since then, I have catered to more than 100 brands in terms of providing them with fabric, providing them with any kind of custom needs that they want, like be it a custom printed fabric or a custom dyed fabric. So all of that has been done. Apart from that, we recently started exporting because we feel that Europe and US is a very big market for him as they already have been using sustainable alternatives in comparison to polyester, which is a man-made fiber. And because of that, now it's like a journey where the main objective is to just take care of the environment and my company people and the people that I'm associated with. That is the main objective. Apart from that, it's a very big industry, and every day I'm learning something or the other from someone. So it's like it's a very long shot that I'm, catering to. But hopefully, I'm assuming that after 5 years, everyone will be so conscious about what they wear and what they eat that we don't have to market it particularly, but people will be consciously buying something which is safer for them. So that is what I am being, seeing that this change is coming up in the market.
The initial few sentences that you worked for 1.5 years. So this was
Yes.
never your initial plan.
No, 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 never.
And just because the COVID hit and how people were looking for hygienic thing, this just came from nowhere, or have you ever researched about this before during your college days? Was there something? I'm
So I
asking you
think
this
college,
question.
yeah,
I'm asking you this question in regards to everybody dream of doing some startup, but there are certain challenges. Suppose you answer me this, please, unveil those challenges that you had at this journey.
sure. So, like initially, like not even initially, since childhood, I was always inclined towards the government job. That was like my objective in the future, right? And seeing my father as a big bureaucrat and how he has, shaped his career and his family upbringing in terms of how he cracked the UPSC and how he just like from coming to a very low income background, my father, and showcasing everyone that okay, with the right education and the right career path, you can actually change the surrounding of your and your income level. So that is how have always inclined towards that. Okay, the only the hard work can pay you off. That was my initial understanding of how life works. And right after my graduation, I was placed in a company which is called Babcock Limited. It was under Ministry of Water Resources. So every day, and because I don't come from an engineering background, and the company was all about construction, project management, construction of road, dam, hydro projects, all of that. So because I was never the core member of the company, or you can say the right fit for the company, I was always in the back end. So by back end, I mean I was placed in a corporate communication department. So because I was dealing with the communication part, I was always reading about how government is playing major role in helping to solve the water crisis and all of that. So as soon as I stepped into the government office, I realized that okay, I have so many inputs, I have so many things to discuss with these guys, and to maybe give them an alternative to what they're already using. I'll give you an example. So there has always been a policy in government office that in at the time of Diwali, they used to give these notebooks and calendars to every government offices that they work with. And that was a lot of paper wastage for me. I was like, why are we just, gifting these guys a year calendar book or maybe a diary with, dates? And rather, we can just give them a notepad or maybe something which is not as non-eco-friendly product as these small products were. So that is how I realized that okay, I don't have a say in this company because that is how government
Really,
works. Like you don't have a say in a lot of things. There's
absolutely.
a chain of command that you have to follow. So I asked my ma'am, who was my head, that okay, don't you think that this is something very sad that you are wasting like lakhs and lakhs of rupees for paper? So she said that okay, this has been going on in government offices from last 50 years, and I can't just change it overnight. And the same year, we got a mail from PMO that this is not right, and you have to, give us the entire number of how much paper and how much money was spent on this particular paper wastage. So that is when I realized, okay, if I have to change something about about what is not right and what is right, I have to step into something which I can take a command over. So
Really.
that is how I stepped in. I started researching about what are the main causes of water pollution, water like crisis. So textile and agriculture was the main thing that came up, and I was so shocked to hear about some facts or read about some facts. Like I never knew, and I would like to share it with all of you. That's this that a single T-shirt, a single cotton T-shirt, would require at least 2,100 liters of water just to be grown and then made and then being stitched. The entire process, right from the cultivation of cotton plant to having it like processed for making a fabric and then the entire garment. So all of this requires this
And
much of
how does
water.
that differ with the product that you are manufacturing?
Yes, so we have two, like I researched about him from two different perspectives. One was the betterment of the environment, and one was the betterment of the wearer, like as a customer. So from the environmental point of view, from cotton to any other natural or man-made fiber, hemp always moves up because if we talk about the water usage, it's almost 100 times less water usage in terms of the cultivation as well as the processing of the hemp. And the reason behind it is that, like usually when we cultivate something, the unwanted plants come up and we call it weed, right? That weeding problem is has occurred. So because this cannabis plant is already a weed, so it doesn't require any kind of water or any kind of pesticide to be grown, and that is how it changes the entire situation. If I compare the pesticide usage with cotton, so cotton requires more than 50% of the world's pesticide used, and hemp, on the other hand, is naturally antibacterial. That is why it doesn't require any kind of pesticide. So the pesticide usage, the water usage, and again, when it comes to relating it to the farmer side, like because farmers in our country is one of the most valuable, aspect of our GDP. And so I realized that cotton is a crop which is a rotational crop. So if you grow cotton this year, the next year your land is like barren. You can't grow anything on it. It's a rotational because of the pesticide and water usage, the land really gets really gets depleted. So on the other hand, hemp in a year can be grown 3 times. So from the farmer point of view, it's a really big product because he or she can have multiple revenue streams and not just once a year, but thrice a year, which makes them even more interested in this product. That is why now Government of India is pushing to grow hemp and legalizing its cultivation in various parts of the country. Like Uttarakhand has the cultivation license, Uttar Pradesh has the cultivation license. Recently, Baddi got the license, like Himachal Pradesh, to grow hemp for medical and nutritional product lines. So I think government is doing their part to help us reach our vision and
So
grow
Vishal,
this.
like you said, the entire idea came with the intent of, betterment of the people or the environment. That's very fascinating. But just the idea doesn't brings you at the chair where you are today. Uh, Everybody think of startup, but the first concern is, the funding. Then is
Right.
the sustainability. Could you share if any of the student who's aspiring, who has a similar thought process, but has to go through a tons of struggle, how should he plan? Like what is the most important thing when we think of a startup? Clearly, funding is one,
Right.
and then what follows?
I think apart from the funding, the main thing that I have realized very later in my startup, like after 2 years, I would say. So the main thing is that you can't do everything on yourself. So you need a team, and that is the main objective. Like not any war can be won single-handedly. That
Clearly,
is what I realized very late in my life. So I was always like, okay, accounting I have to manage, I can do it myself. Okay, designing I have to manage, I can do it myself. And that gave me a good opportunity to learn very small things because I was not never inclined towards finance. That was the like maths को देख के ही डरता था मैं पहले कि maths क्यों ही करना है. So abhi in my business, if my maths or my numbers are wrong, the entire business can shut down.
clearly.
So वो finance से सीखा कुछ, and then I was always inclined towards the designing part. Like I was always a designer, एक basic designer कि कुछ edit कर रहे हैं, कोई post बना दिया. So because of that, Canva helped me in a lot of ways. Like I remember when I used to use Photoshop, it was like my ninth or 10th standard. So उस time पे I was not never able to curate things. But abhi kya, because I have so many tools which I know the basics of, it helped me ki, if I have something which I want to be, done. So if I don't have a basic knowledge about something, I'm not able to articulate it well to the person who I want that work to be done from. So let's suppose if I have a designer, I have a team member, and if I am totally zero, if I have totally zero knowledge about what has to be done, I will never be able to guide them better that, okay, this is what I want. And that is how a lot of startups face issues because even they don't know what has to be done. And then they just uh, like shout or, bully their employees that why can't you do this? But they don't have a basic knowledge of what has to be done. So you are the first person who guide them, and then only they can do it in a lot of better ways than you. They can guide you in that journey. And apart from that, even the funding part, like even if you get funding, so I have seen a lot of startups who are funded. We are bootstrapped till now. But a lot of these even funded startups face a lot of losses because the main objective of their company is to just grow, 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 and just get more
Generate
employees.
revenue.
Yeah, but the main objective should be to sustain a very small business. Like even if you have a very small product, even if you just have one product, that one product should sell itself. It should not be a performance marketing based startup that okay, if I spend 1 lakh rupees, then only I get a sale. The product should be so much better that even if you're not marketing yourself, the product is marketing you on the other end.
Mhm.
And I have also seen that many a times people just quit their startup journey in the initial 5 years. Like 5 years I have seen a lot of. So let's suppose I connected with someone in 2020 and I just follow up with them after a year or so that how are you, how are things going. Most of these guys reply to me that okay, now I'm in a job and we have shut down the operations, it was not going good, and all of that. So I have faced a lot of losses. I have faced a lot of, uh, you can say, setbacks. But what I have learned from them is that, okay, this is something which I will not, never repeat again. So I think failure should be the stepping stone of your success. They should not be a very hardship kind of a mindset that okay, if I fail in this, I'll fail in everything. Because the first thing that a startup founder should have is the right mindset and a vision that okay, today I'm not doing it right, but maybe after 2 years when market gets better, or maybe I get more knowledge and experience in this, I can then maybe deliver it better. So I think first is the consistency part, and even after funding, the main objective should be to sustain the business. Even if you have a very small business, just sustain it, because if it is not sustained, no matter how much money you put in, it's like a very deep well. Whatever you put in, it's just going nowhere, because it should focus on something and then only you can see the change that
This
okay,
is
that
this has been how many years you're running this influence, Vishal?
it's been 4 years now.
And what were so like you said funding and everything, you also face losses. What kept you going? What 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 is your giveaway to the students who intend to do it, but they kind of lose their motivation in the path? What is that thing
Right.
that kept you going?
Um, I think even my family plays a very major role in this, because initially, if I'm bootstrapped, so I'm dependent either on my friends or family for the money, right? And if my family wouldn't have supported me in a lot of decisions, that was very difficult for me, because let's suppose I had a this retail outlet which we launched last year, and the area, the you can say there were a lot of variables that we didn't oversee, and because of that we had to shut down the retail outlet. But right after it got shut down, we changed our office uh, to something which is a hub for textiles, Noida Sector 63 to be precise. So I think the main objective is to just have a vision of what your customer are asking from you. Like even if I am making face mask and my customer is asking me for a shirt, and I'm just telling them, okay, this is not the right product, you can take my mask. So the main objective should be to listen to your customers, listen to your suppliers, that what is the feedback that market is giving you.
Yeah.
And once you can understand what is to be like what is needed from you, then only you can articulate the entire plan. Because initially I remember in my first or second year of business, people were asking me what is your business model, how do you see yourself in next 5 years, and I was like, dude, I even don't know that, because I have been like where I am today, I didn't see this in the past. I only knew that okay, I'm gonna make hemp fabric a mainstream fabric in the market. And 4 years back, people we had to educate people that okay, this is hemp, this is made out of this, this has this benefit, this has this benefit. But now I'm seeing Levi's introducing hemp products. Now I'm seeing Zara and H&M introducing hemp products, and this fascinates me because these are the people who will mass market the entire hemp revolution. So I think the main objective should be to just follow the passion that you started. Like आई रिमेम्बर मेरा मेन ऑब्जेक्टिव था जब मैंने स्टार्ट किया था कि मुझे सस्टेनेबिलिटी को कोर में लाना है, कि सस्टेनेबिलिटी इज द मेन कोर और उसको फोकस में रखना है। तो मेरे इस एक फोकस की वजह से द टाइम आई एंटर्ड इनटू द मैन्युफैक्चरिंग साइड, वी स्टार्टेड डूइंग custom digital printing on fabrics for our clients. So there is a lot of printers in market, but हमारे साथ ये यूएसपी हुआ because my entire product is about water saving, पानी बचाओ, ये बचाओ.
Really?
तो हमारी प्रिंटिंग टेक्नोलॉजी भी हमने वैसी इनकॉर्पोरेट करी थी, इंपोर्टेड सम मशीन्स फ्रॉम चाइना, दैट was a revolution in the printing industry. Because अभी I'll give you a number example. तो जो reactive printing होती है, the conventional printing that people do in the market, requires at least 100 liters of water per meter to print a fabric, and 100 liters of water is a lot. And वहीं मेरी technology allows us to print a fabric in just 10-15 liters of water per meter. So वो droppage in terms of water consumption even in the printing state help me understand that very small steps. Like I'll give you another example. जो हम लोग buttons use करते थे, they were all plastic buttons. So even if
Correct.
I am making a shirt out of hemp which is biodegradable, and then putting a plastic button on it which is non-biodegradable, so the entire thing is a little, dicey. So I think ये छोटे छोटे steps से I realize that very small steps makes a very big change. So ये button change करना या फिर अपने processes को और automate करना, better use of technology, better use of uh, you can say tools and accessories that is available in the market. You just have to research. तो वो सब छोटी छोटी चीजों से ही I realize that okay, एक विजन है, उस विजन को फॉलो करना है. एंड अगर वो मिस हो गया, या पीपल यूजुअली गेट मोटिवेटेड कि यार पैसा बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, पैसा बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, बट इफ यू फोकस ऑन द राइट प्रोडक्ट एंड द improving your product, I think पैसा अपने आप आ जाता है, मतलब पैसा follows. So this is what I have experienced. पैसे के पीछे शुरू से ही भागेंगे तो आई थिंक प्रोडक्ट कहीं ना कहीं लैक कर जाता है. सो दैट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट.
So there are two, three things that I took away from, I'm sure the students who are going to see the video would took away after this video was, what I really liked about you is that you told me that team plays the greater role. Product quality plays a greater role. But somebody who has just an idea and vision and he intends to start a startup, how should he go about it? Like, say for instance, I want to come up with some jewelry product. So for what would you advise to a student who's thinking of coming up with a startup? So I of lately I met a student who was leaving Jindal and he said, "Ma'am, there is this concept of putting a chewing gum in your mouth and it clean your teeth. There's some foreign
Right.
concept. I know he wants to come up with that. How should he plan? How should one plan their startup journey? Like the vision is there, the idea is there. Now
Right.
that you've seen the success and failures, please give us more input that a student can take out from this video. Like team is one, that we should have a
Right.
team. What else?
I think the research part, like many people just start something and then as they grow and as they go about it, they then start dig it deeper that okay, this is the product that I'm working on, this is my competition. I think initial research of what your product is our market, like our Indian market ready to accept that product, or do we have to educate them? Because there are a lot of products which people already love, and you just have to showcase them that okay, this is what I have launched and you can try it. But products like for example, initially we were using neem to brush our teeth, right? Then Pepsodent came and they were like neem, who use neem, and why are you using this is better option for you. And उन्होंने पूरा मार्केट सिनेरियो ही चेंज कर दिया बिकॉज दे एजुकेटेड पीपल दैट दिस इज नॉट द राइट thing for you. And after 10 years they launched a neem toothpaste, telling us that okay, you were not even telling us कि तुम सही थे, बट हम अब ये लेकर आ रहे हैं तो हम इसको और बेटर कर रहे हैं, नीम होना चाहिए प्रोडक्ट. तो वो मेरे ख्याल से एक माइंडसेट बन जाता है लोगों का. तो अगर आपको अपने प्रोडक्ट पे पता होता है कि ठीक है, मेरा ये प्रोडक्ट इस जगह चल रहा है, इफ
Hmm.
यू नो द मार्केट, इफ यू नो योर कंपटीशन, सो दे आर द मोस्ट वैल्यूएबल रिसोर्सेज जहाँ से आप सीख सकते हो. एंड आई थिंक अगर मैं इनिशियली प्लान कर लूंगा सारा, लाइक मुझे ये करना है, मुझे यहाँ जाना है, मुझे इतने कस्टमर्स चाहिए, मुझे, मैं उस टेंशन में ही खत्म हो जाऊंगा कि मेरे को इतना सारा काम करना है.
I
तो
was
आई
coming
थिंक
down to that fact. So Vishal, I know you from almost quite few months now. I've seen a sense of patience in you. I've seen a sense of stability in you. I mean, you're contented. However, a founder who has to run a company has 100 things on their head. How do you deal with that? Like, how are you
Uh,
so
so
patient?
Patience, I think मेरा अभी like recently from last 2 3 months I have changed my weekly plans to daily plans. तो अभी क्या होता है for me next day is very important. Next month next year का मैं ज्यादा नहीं सोच रहा. मुझे अगर next day के task पता है तो next day के task में better ये हो जाता है कि you know what is most important for me to do right now and what I can delegate and what I can just leave around कि अभी नहीं भी हुआ तो फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा. तो वो छोटे छोटे स्टेप से ये फायदा होता है कि यू गेट अ चांस कि मेरा मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट टास्क मुझे कल करना है अगर तो मुझे पहले उस पे फोकस करना है. अगर मैं ये सोचूंगा कि मुझे मेन ऑब्जेक्टिव पे ही जाना है तो मैं मेन ऑब्जेक्टिव पे फर्स्ट स्टेप पे नहीं जा सकता. इट्स
Clearly.
अ स्टेप स्टेप बाय स्टेप प्रोसेस. तो अगर मुझे कोई चीज लाइक सपोज इफ आई ड्रीम टू हैव अ $1 million सेल तो पहले मुझे $100 सेल चाहिए फिर $200 सेल आएगी फिर 300 आएगी. अगर मैं पहला ही ऑर्डर सोचूं $1 million का होगा वो पॉसिबल नहीं. दैट कुड बी पॉसिबल बट एट द लेटर स्टेज ऑफ योर बिजनेस क्योंकि अभी मेन ऑब्जेक्टिव है कि क्या आपके पास उतना रिसोर्सेज और उतना टीम है कि वो $1 million की सेल निकल पाए आपके बिजनेस से. तो क्योंकि अभी जिंदल जिंदल हैज प्लेड दिस मेजर रोल टू चेंज माय माइंडसेट टुवर्ड्स यू नो माय करियर पाथ कि मुझे जॉब में रहना है या बिजनेस में रहना है क्योंकि in a business school, everyone around me was coming from a business background or business family, and like a lot of people I have met, and I have met their family or seen their business up close. I realized that okay, this is what uh, a business is. Like अभी मैं अपने आप को स्टार्टअप इसलिए ही बोलता हूँ हमेशा क्योंकि अभी हम एक स्टार्टअप है. आई एम अ वेरी स्मॉल कंपनी इन टर्म्स ऑफ द मैन पावर. तो धीरे धीरे जब वो ग्रो करती रहती है जब आपको रियलाइज होता है कि मुझे इस चीज को लाइक दिस इज व्हाट आई एम बेस्ट एट तो ये मैं करूंगा. बाकी जितने भी काम डेलीगेट हो सकते हैं मुझे वो डेलीगेट करने हैं. तो
Yeah.
इनिशियल जब मैं रिटेल में था तो मेरे 4 एम्प्लॉय बहुत डिफरेंट थे टू अब के मेरे एम्प्लॉयज क्योंकि अब मेरा जो वर्किंग एटमॉस्फेयर है या जैसे एसओपीज होते हैं तो जैसे आपने पूछा कि हाउ डू यू यू नो प्लान दिस कि इतने सारे काम है तो वो टेंशन को ब्रेक कैसे करोगे. सो जस्ट क्रिएटिंग एसओपीज. तो इनिशियली वो एसओपी मुझे बड़ा डराती थी कि यार स्टैंडर्ड ऑपरेटिंग प्रोसीजर में कैसे बनाऊं मेरे बिजनेस का मुझे कौन गाइड करेगा. आई नीड अ मेंटोर आई नीड अ मेंटोर. फिर मेरे को रियलाइज हुआ कि अगर मैं अपने बिजनेस को एक स्टेप ऑफ बिजनेस को सबसे बेस्ट तरीके से करूंगा तो कैसे करूंगा. तो आई नोटेड डाउन द पॉइंट्स कि मुझे ऐसे करना है और ये बहुत अच्छा प्रेजेंटेशन है बिकॉज इफ यू आर द फेस ऑफ द कंपनी और यू नो फेस ऑफ द मेन गाय ऑफ द कंपनी तो आपको ये होता है कि कोई भी चीज अगर ऊपर नीचे होगी तो आई एम द फर्स्ट अकाउंटेबल पर्सन. तो
Yeah.
मुझे अपनी स्टैंडर्ड सेट्स करने हैं. तो अब उस स्टैंडर्ड सेटिंग से ये फायदा हुआ कि अब कोई भी अगर आता है मेरा नया एम्प्लॉय तो आई जस्ट हैव टू एजुकेट देम कि दीज आर द स्टेप्स दैट हैज टू बी फॉलोड एंड अगर आप ये फॉलो करोगे तो यू विल गेट a result out of it and they keep doing it again and again and they get better at it. So I feel ki, creating SOPs is again one of the most important thing which I have realized very later in my life क्योंकि बिना एसओपी के ना आप वैसा है कि आप बस चल रहे हो बट आपको पता नहीं है जाना कहाँ. तो अगर आपको एंड गोल ही नहीं पता तो आप चलते रहोगे एक टाइम आएगा जब थक जाओगे और वही थकने वाला पार्ट होता है व्हेन यू क्विट. तो इवन मी आई हैव लाइक इट हैज हैपेंड टू मी एटलीस्ट 3 4 टाइम्स जब मेरा आई क्विट मूवमेंट आता है कि भाई नहीं हो पाएगा ये बहुत मुश्किल है और बहुत पैसा चाहिए इसके लिए ये चाहिए वो चाहिए. एंड इनिशियली भी यही होता था कि कोई लॉस फेस किया तो आप एकदम से सेटबैक हो गए यू यू नो इट इट चेंजेस योर मूड कि दिस हैज हैपेंड विद मी ये दोबारा भी हो जाएगा. बट मेरे साथ ये है कि उस लर्निंग को बस अडॉप्ट कर लो और अगर तुम्हें पता है कि यार ये गलती ना इस वजह से हुई थी उसको दोबारा रिपीट मत करो क्योंकि गलती सबसे ही होनी है. वी आर ह्यूमंस वी आर like allowed and meant to have problems in
Absolutely.
our life. बट उसे रिपीट करना इज अगेन इन योर हैंड. अगर वो रिपीट हो रही है बार बार तो इट्स योर फॉल्ट. मतलब उस चीज को वही आई थिंक अवॉइड कर देना चाहिए.
Got that clearly. Any last thing that you would want to tell or advise a student in their business school? How should they plan? And uh, since you were a business school student, it does that necessarily uh, make you a business opportunities? Or वो अपने school, like you said, research plays a vital role. It has to be like how many years ahead of when you actually bring the product. और क्या ट्रायल करना चाहिए बच्चों को to think of actually beginning or setting up a business? Any such last minute? advice or something?
I think, I'll give you an example from a fellow alumni, Pulkit. So he started his journey in the third year of his business, college. He last year tha, he was literally, he had 4 or 5 names on a piece of paper, and he was asking, should I brand, like, name my brand, this first option or the second option? And he took feedback from more than like 40 students of our class. And उसमें से सबसे ज्यादा जो name pick हुआ, that was City Lad, which is now the name of his business. एंड सिमिलरली कोई प्रोडक्ट टेस्टिंग होती है, या व्हेन आई लॉन्च माय फेस मास्क पर्टिकुलरली, तो मैंने अपने फैमिली एंड फ्रेंड्स को ही सबसे पहले वो दिया, क्योंकि दे आर नॉट समवन जो मेरे को ना सिर्फ खुश करने के लिए मेरी तारीफ कर देंगे. इफ दे फेस समथिंग नेगेटिव अबाउट माय प्रोडक्ट और अबाउट मी, दे कैन जस्ट ओपनली टॉक अबाउट इट कि ये गलत है. तो आई थिंक वो फीडबैक लेना बहुत जरूरी है. इसको हम टेस्ट मार्केट भी कह सकते हैं, क्योंकि वो टेस्ट मार्केट के बिना क्या है, द रियल मार्केट, द रियल कस्टमर ऑफ योर्स will never come back to you again if you, in the first encounter of your business with them, makes them feel uncomfortable or maybe bad about the product. So वो टेस्ट मार्केट करना बहुत जरूरी है. नो मैटर हाउ गुड यू थिंक योर प्रोडक्ट इज, अगर वो प्रैक्टिकली लोगों को नहीं पसंद आ रहा, तो इट्स नॉट अ राइट प्रोडक्ट फॉर यू. तो उसको चाहे चेंज करना है, और देयर कुड ऑल्सो बी अ पॉसिबिलिटी कि आपका प्रोडक्ट सही है, आपकी मार्केट ठीक नहीं है. मतलब अगर मैं वही वाली बात की, अगर एक गंजे को कंघी बेचनी है, तो वो
Correct.
एज अ मार्केटिंग गाय बहुत अच्छी बात है कि यू कैन डू दैट, बट इट्स नॉट द राइट कस्टमर फॉर यू. सो आपको आइडेंटिफाई करना है कि हु इज माय राइट कस्टमर. बिकॉज अभी मेरे बिजनेस में मैंने देखा है कि फर्स्ट इंस्टिंक्ट तो यही कहेगा कि पीपल हु आर इंक्लाइन टुवर्ड्स सस्टेनेबिलिटी आर माय राइट कस्टमर्स. बट नॉट इवन दैट. आई थिंक इंडिया में ना हमारे पेरेंट्स हमको बचपन से ये सिखाते हैं, बड़े प्रोटेक्टिव होते हैं हमको लेकर. तो मेरे जितने भी कस्टमर्स थे, मैं उनको गारमेंट्स दे रहा हूँ, मतलब मेन क्लोथिंग वाले ब्रांड है या कोई और ब्रांड है, तो मेरे को रियलाइज हुआ कि अगर बच्चे के हाथ में डिसीजन नहीं है, जो नेस्ले ने भी किया था, कि अगर बच्चा डिसीजन मेकर ही नहीं है, या डिसीजन मेकर ही उसकी फैमिली पेरेंट्स हैं, तो तुम पेरेंट्स को अपना प्रोडक्ट समझाओगे, ना कि बच्चे को. क्योंकि बच्चे को अगर समझा भी दिया, तो फायदा ही क्या है. तो अभी मैं इतने सारे बेबी क्लोथिंग ब्रांड्स हैं जिनको कपड़ा सप्लाई करता हूँ, एंड द मेन रीजन दैट दे आर बाइंग इट, बिकॉज उनको ये समझ आता है कि अच्छा मेरे बच्चे के लिए सेफ है.
Yeah.
तो वो प्रोटेक्टिवनेस बहुत जरूरी है अपने बिजनेस में. तो आप कैसे अलाइन कर रहे हो योर प्रोडक्ट टू द मार्केट इज इज इन योर हैंड्स, आई वुड से. क्योंकि नो मैटर व्हाट द प्रोडक्ट इज, व्हाट द मार्केट इज, आपको हमेशा क्रिटिसिज्म तो मिलना ही है. अगर 3 लोग खड़े हैं, एक प्रोडक्ट आप उन्हें शो कर रहे हो, तो उनमें से 2 अगर बुराई कर रहे हैं, तो उनकी नहीं सुननी, पर जो एक तारीफ कर रहा है, मतलब उनकी सुननी है, उससे फीडबैक लेना है कि ठीक है,
Correct.
दिस इज व्हाट दे आर टेलिंग मी, एंड हो सकता है इनकी माइंडसेट के हिसाब से आई हैव टू चेंज समथिंग. बट जो बंदा तारीफ कर रहा है, उसकी समझो कि व्हाट इज हिज साइकी एंड व्हाट इज हिज माइंडसेट, कि वो आपके प्रोडक्ट को इतना पसंद कर रहा है. बिकॉज दैट इज द कस्टमर जो तुम्हें और ढूंढने. एंड आई थिंक फॉर यंग पीपल द मेन ऑब्जेक्टिव शुड बी टू जस्ट टेस्ट मार्केट अ लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स. मतलब अभी तो इतने टूल्स आ गए हैं मैम. मैं मतलब मैंने इतना पैसा स्पेंड किया है फॉर द कंटेंट राइटिंग पार्ट, आई एम नॉट किडिंग. क्योंकि उस टाइम पे चैट जीपीटी नहीं था, और जीपीटी के आने के बाद माई ईमेल्स, माई एनी काइंड ऑफ वेबसाइट कंटेंट, वो इतना सेगमेंट हो गया है कि आई एम जस्ट सेविंग अ लॉट ऑफ मनी ऑन द डेली बेसिस एंड अ लॉट ऑफ टाइम. मतलब अगर मुझे कोई ईमेल लिखना है अभी, तो पहले मेरे को अगर उसमें 15-20 मिनट लगते थे, अभी दैट इज बीइंग डन इन 3-4 सेकेंड्स.
Yeah.
तो एआई और टेक्नोलॉजी वो रोल प्ले कर रही है कि
Right.
इट जस्ट यू नो मेक्स मी सो हैप्पी कि हम उस टाइम में हैं जहाँ पे आपको एक्चुअली आधी टीम तो एआई बन जाएगी यार. या अगर आपको 10 लोगों की नीड है, तो 5 तो एआई के टूल्स हैं.
Right.
एक तुम खुद हो, तुम्हें अब सिर्फ 4 लोग चाहिए और वो 4 लोग तुम्हारे लिए सब कर सकते हैं. तो
That's
आई थिंक वो बहुत जरूरी है कि आप टेक्नोलॉजी को कभी साइडलाइन मत करो, क्योंकि टेक्नोलॉजी इज प्लेइंग अ वेरी बिग रोल इन आवर मार्केट.
absolutely was the thing. However, Vishal, I would end on a note that what really inspired me in this sessions as an individual, just a thought where you never wanted to become an entrepreneur, but just a thought had brought you where people just sit down and think. So a good thought is precisely very important. And as much as I've known you as a person now, you've discussed about marketing, you've discussed about all the periphery of startup. As much as I've known you as a person, you really need to be a good networker. I mean, your networking skills are par excellence, and how you connect with people. Uh, like you, I must have met what 5,000 plus alumni, but we just connected. So you have that skill, and if I know if I have to buy hemp, it has to be you. So that is one quality I think which everybody should work on. They should network. Anything is all about licensing, and licensing is something that plays a very vital role. And I'm so glad that we did this today. It had impacted me honestly. This that a thought can also bring you where you aspire to be, or where the aspiration was never on the line. So that's really inspiring. And I hope this session would be very inspiring for the students as well. Such a pleasure talking to you. Thank you so much for taking our time and doing this. Thanks a ton,
Thank you
Vishal.
so much for having me, ma'am.
Thank
It
you.
means a lot.
Yeah,
Thank you
same
so
here.
much.
Thank you.
And can we stop the
Yes,
recording?
right. Please stop it and share the recording. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, bye, ma'am.